today we are going to do a WinLiFT tool, and which stands for Windows Live Forensics tool, and we are going to do its second tool, and which is WinLiFT Analyzer. So, in the first session we have discussed WinLiFT Imager, and in this session we are going to do WinLiFT Analyzer, right. Now, here we are going to use WinLiFT Analyzer version 3.0, right, and we have already discussed in the first session, it analyzes the data which is collected by the WinLiFT Imager tool, right, and we have done this WinLiFT Imager tool in the first session, right. So, whatever the data was collected by WinLiFT Imager, we are now going to analyze it, right, using which tool? WinLiFT Analyzer tool. Now, after performing all the analysis, it creates a detailed report, right, and that report we can present in the court, right, as a proof, right, and it also provides us hash verification, right. So, after this report generation, we can take out print, we can save that report, right. A lot of facilities are there. Now, what are the features of this tool, right, and why are we using it? Now, the first feature is it analyzes the live forensics data captured by WinLiFT Imager from the suspect system. So, in the first session we have discussed that it captures volatile data, right, from the computer, which is known as live forensics. So, now this tool, that is WinLiFT Analyzer, it analyzes that live forensic data which was earlier captured by WinLiFT Imager from which machine? From suspect machine. It also provides MD5 hash verification of all acquired files, right. So, hash verification is there, that is we can verify the hash whether the file is same or not, right. It also perform memory analysis as well as registry analysis, right, to retrieve forensically relevant information. It also provide event log analysis, and we can also perform browser forensics. Any browser, whether it is Internet Explorer, whether it is Google Chrome, whether it is Mozilla, right. So, whatever browser which can be run on Windows operating system, we can perform forensics on it, right. Also, it perform advanced memory analysis for running processes details, right, what are the running processes, right. It also provide network information, internet evidence, and all the MFT record collection, right. And in the end, we have a detailed report generation, right. Whatever we have performed analysis, a detailed report we can generate. We can add if we want to add something, yes, we can add. If we do not want to add, we cannot, right. It is our wish completely. We can bookmark, if we think that yes, this is important, this process is important to show in the code, right. So, we can bookmark it, and later on we can append to the report. We have this facility, we can partially or we can fully analyze the cases, and we can save it, and we can print the report, and later on we can present it in the court, right. So, and besides this, it provides us facility to load Windows memory dump files also, right. And what are the other features? Yes, there are some others. For example, it display forensic evidence. We can view it in different forms, in list, in tree, in summary form. So, there are different views, so that user can easily analyze. And it also provides gallery view of the screenshot and clipboard images. For example, if some image has been cut or copied by the suspect, we can view it, right, in the gallery. And besides this, it provides text hex view of raw files, right, and we can search just like a normal text, and it will provide us the hex view of the same, right. And we can see the tree view of the running processes, which is easy for us for analysis purpose. So, this is all about this second tool, that is WinLiFT Analyzer tool. This is the WinLiFT right folder, and here after opening this WinLiFT version 3.0, we have this setup, and we have this WinLiFT Analyzer 3.0. So, this is the tool through which we are going to do the practical. So, let us quickly install this tool. Now, press on yes, create a desktop shortcut, next, install. Yes, now press on finish, and here we can see this is the WinLiFT Analyzer, right. This is WinLiFT Analyzer 3.0. Now, if you are going to open it, you cannot, right. For example, you will press yes. Now, it will say that hardware key not found, right. So, because we have purchased this software right from CDAC Trivandrum, right, and the CD looks like this, right, and when we open it, so there is a CD drive, right, and a dongle. So this dongle is the key, right, and from this CD we have copied this folder, that is WinLiFT 3.0, right. So now I am just pulling this dongle and I am just opening it and I am putting in a port of my laptop. So this is the key, right. Now I am again clicking on WinLiFT analyzer and I am pressing yes. See, now it has opened, right. Now I have the pen drive with me, that in which we have stored the data which we have acquired in the first session using WinLiFT imager tool, right. Now I am going to open that, if you remember, CFS file, right. Now I am going to analyze that file. So let us go, CFS file, yes, correct option, okay. Now I am going to the pen drive, which was this, right, and Shweta Sharma was the folder as it was the investigator name, and this is the CFS file, right. Now I am opening it, right. So whether I want hash verification or not, it's my choice, right. If I want hash verification, that's okay, and if I do not want, that is also okay. So let's yes, I want hash verification because I want to prove that yes, this is the file and this is the original file and there is no change, right. Whether it is in suspect machine and whether it is here, there is no change in the file. And yes, there is an option that we can do hash verification later on also. So that is completely our choice because it is taking much time. So we can do hash verification later, right. So to save the time, I am cancelling it, right, and I am disabling this hash verification, right. So we can do it later on. So there is the report, right. So let us analyze the report. So you can see here there is live data that we have discussed in the first session, right, and the second part is analysis, right. So first let us quickly analyze what is this live data and what is inside it. So first there is this is 123.cfs file, right, that we have acquired. Now next is the root. Let us click here on plus button, right. Now first is system users. Now here you can see all the users that have been logged in or have been created in this suspect machine, right. Now when you click on any user, for example, I have clicked on Shweta Sharma user, I can see here summary. So this is basically the tree view. On left hand side you can see this is the tree view, right, and this is the summary view, right. Whatever row you will select, the summary view will be presented to you in the end, right. And here in the Shweta Sharma you can see that user account name, right, full name, number of logon, you can see last logon, right, it is on 5th February 2021, it is 10:28 am, right, expires or never expires, and this is the password age and so many things. So these are the details. With this tool we can acquire these users and we can see these things, right. And let us move to the next point, that is running processes, right. So in the earlier session we have discussed these points, the processes, right, which is the active program in your computer system. Any active program, for example if I am opening a browser and if I am searching hello, so that is a process, right. And if I am just listening to music, right, that is a process. If I am opening a software, that is a process, right. So here you can see that there are lot of running processes acquired from a computer system. So this is live forensic, this is volatile data, right, and the summary is presented here. For example, this is a process, right, and this is the parent ID, this is the thread count, and each and every information has been presented to you, right. So you can see the running processes from here. Next is PC on off time, right. So when this when the PC was switched on, when it was switched off, right, when the suspect machine was switched on, when it was switched off, all these information is presented here. So date, right, time and the status, whether it was on or whether it was off, right. So, all these information are here and the summary is here, right. So, we can see that. Next is network connection. So, all the network connection that has been established by the suspect, right. So, that are presented here. So, all the network connection, whether it is listening state, whether it is in established state, right. TCP protocol, what is the source IP, what was the destination IP, each and every information can be analyzed by WinLiFT analyzer, and this was acquired earlier by WinLiFT imager. Next are the network neighbors. So, this is empty, right. Next are the installed drivers. So, what are the drivers that have been installed earlier in suspect machine. So, this is the base name and this is the file name. So, here you can see the path as well as the driver name, right. Next is the drive information. What are the drives in that suspect machine? How many drives are there? For example, you can see here that C drive, right, and it is a fixed drive and file system is NTFS and free space is this and total space is this, right, and including the removable drive. So, there is a USB pen drive, right, which is how many of GB and how many free space is there, right. So, all these drive information is presented here in drive information point, right, and the summary is here. Next is the service list, right. So, the service name and the display, current state, whether it is in running, whether it is stopped, right, what is the type, right, the path, right, of all these services are presented. So, it can be analyzed, right, by the forensic expert. Next are the captured packets. So, if some packets are captured, right, whether it is TCP, whether it is UDP, so it is here, right. You can see here, see just like Wireshark, right, it captures the packet. In the similar way you can see here IP version, right, whether it is 4 or 6, right, and IP total length, what was the protocol, right. So, it is UDP. Checksum, what was the source IP, what was the destination IP, right, and so on. So, all these information and the hex view is presented here, right. So, this is the hex view of the same, right, and if you select this, the hex view of the same is presented here, right. Similarly, TCP packets, right, if there are TCP packets, it will be displayed here just like UDP. Next are the scheduled job. So, there was no scheduled job. So, that is why it is not presented. Next are the shared resources. So, what are the shared resources in that suspect machine? For example, this folder, right, 5th online course, right. So, this is shared and this was the path in D drive in cybersecurity project. In online course folder, there is a 5th online course folder which has been shared, right, and similarly other folders which has been shared will be presented here. So, this is the IP address table, right, IP address as well as so this is the IP address of this machine, what is the subnet mask, right, and these information related to IP address will be presented here in IP address table. Next are the routing table. So, this is the complete routing table through which packet travels, right. What was the destination IP, what was the subnet mask, what was the gateway, right, and what was the route type, what was the protocol, right, and age and the forward matrix, right. So, these are the information which you can see in routing table, right, the route which is followed by a packet. Next are the process port information. So, here all the ports, right, so are presented here. So, we have discussed about this also. So, whether the state, whether it is listening or established. So, this state is here with the process ID and the process name. Next are the open files folder. So, the files which has been opened by suspect in this machine will be presented here. So, all these machine which has been opened by suspect, right. So, these are presented here and the summary view is here. Next are the installed applications. So, whatever software or whatever tools have been installed by the suspect, right, they are presented in installed application. For example, here you can see that 7-zip software, right, Bandicam, right, MeitY, right, Notepad++, Nmap, GNS3, Kane and Able, right, OBS Studio, right, NPCap, Office, right, Python 2.7. So, all these software, all these applications as well as tools, they will be presented here in installed applications. Next are the recycle bin data, right. So, these are the data which is present in recycle bin. So, you can see here, right. So, whatever the data that is present at that time in recycle bin, so that will be presented by this recycle bin data, right. Next are the jump lists. So, all the file names, right, including the path, right, whether it is modified, right. So, all these information will be presented here where they have copied and so on. Next are the Bluetooth devices. So, all the Bluetooth devices that suspect machine has been connected to, right, they will be present here in the Bluetooth devices. Next, same the USB details, whatever and whenever a USB is connected, right, its serial number, its date and time, right, its product ID, everything has been displayed here. So, whenever a USB drive has been connected to it, so its information is here. Next are the printer details. So, the suspect machine is connected to how many printers earlier, right. So, that information, device name will be displayed here. You can easily see that from these printers suspect has used this printer to take out the prints or fax, right, or any other device. Next are the clipboard items. So, clipboard items are those items on which suspect has copied any image or copied any text, right. So, if a suspect has copied cut or copied any image, so image will be written here, right. If suspect has copied any text, so text will be written here. So, you can see here text, right. So, the last text that the suspect has copied is Chandigarh, right. So, that is why it is here. If suspect has copied any image, so there would be written as here, it would be written as image, the next point would be an image, right. So, both text and image can be displayed at simultaneously at same position, first text followed by image, right. So, that was clipboard items, and the date, right, it was copied at on 5th February 2021 at 11 a.m. right, when I was delivering a lecture, I just copied the place of Caesar, right, in the first lecture, and that is its hash value and the file path. So, next are the memory and registry files. So, here we can see that this is the memory file, right, and if we just right click on it, right, and if we press on analysis, it will give us information what memory do you want to analyze, volatile artifacts, user credential, browser forensics, MFT records, what. So, I want to analyze everything. So, I am just clicking on all of these, right, and I am pressing OK, right. So, here you can see this plus icon, right. So, I am clicking on plus, right. So, you can see that these information we can analyze. So, first one is processes running. Sometimes it takes time to display everything. So, if there is nothing, so it will display nothing, right. So, this memory that we will do later, we can also check Facebook pages, right, what Facebook pages has been viewed and what videos has been viewed, what messages has been received, right, that I have a separate file for it, and I will show this memory registry from that file, right. So, let us now jump to this gallery, right. In gallery, So there is, you can see the screenshot of the desktop, right. So it takes a screenshot of the desktop and that is displayed here at gallery. And similarly there are event logs, right, in application. Here you can see all the logs, information about the logs. So this was the live data part, and next is the analysis tab. So in analysis you can see search results, you know, if you have searched something you can see bookmarks and you can see report. So this is the report that you can see, right. So this is the PDF report. Now suppose if I want to add something in this report, right. For example, I want to add this screenshot, right. So I am just clicking right click here, right. I can zoom in and I can zoom out the image, right, that is my choice, right. So I will you know, right click on it and I will, you know, click this append to report, and the message will be displayed is selected items has been appended to the report. So let us see the report. Yes, it has been appended, right. And similarly, suppose here I have seen that, you know, there are so many processes, right, and if suppose I want to search a process, right. So I can go here on search button, right, and I will type I want this process, right, and I will click on search. So you know, the processes which has been, you know, matched by your search keyword, right, will be displayed here, right. And suppose if I want to bookmark this, and I think this is important, so so I will do one thing, I will just right click on it and I will left click on append to report. So selected item has been appended to the report. So let us check. So you can see here that yes, this has been appended, and it will be appended in the form of summary view that that has been shown you in the end of the file, right. For example here, so this is the summary view of the same, and this has been appended to your report, right. So this is the report, and here these are the search results that, you know, we have searched these, and in bookmarks, you know, if anything has been bookmarked it will be displayed here, you know, if it is not added to the report, right. So let us add bookmark item, right. Yes, I will see, I'll also show you how you can bookmark a thing, right. For example, I want to bookmark this services.exe, right. So I'll right click on it and I'll click on bookmark. So this is a process, right, that I have bookmarked, right. So in the bookmarks we can see all the items, all the, you know, we can say processes, or we can bookmark anything, right, that will be shown here. Now let us see how does this report looks like. So the report looks like this. So this is WinLiFT analysis report. So this is first imager report. So this is the live forensic data from the machine. Machine was Shweta, right, and by the investigator, that is Shweta Sharma, and the computer you know, clock read was 5th Feb 2021 at 10:54 am, right, and the operating system was Windows 8, and which version I used WinLiFT imager version 3.0, and the RAM size was 2458 MB, right. So here you can see this was the case details, right, crime number, investigator name, you know, acquisition time and acquisition date, right. Next is the system information. So this is the username, this is the MAC address, right, of the system, suspect system, right. So all these information here you can see in the report, whether it is Bluetooth, whether it is installed applications, right. So the hash value has been displayed here. Clipboard, network items, open files, recycle bin, scheduled jobs, USB information, packet capture, everything is here in this report. And if you have added something, right, so it will be appended in the end. For example, this is the gallery and this is the process information, right. Now suppose I want to you know, verify the hash, right, later on, then I can go to these tools, right, and I can click on this hash verification, right. So, I will select it, the file, and I can press on OK. So, here you can see the bar, right, it will verify the hash while you are analyzing it. So, it will save our time. So, you can see here the name, right. So, right now right, whatever I am selecting, right, the name will be displayed here, right. So, by this way, hash will be verified. So, I am not able to click on anything because it is verifying the hash, and we are going to do the next task now. Let us quickly open a case file which is already present in this tool, right. So, just go to your C drive, right, and here program files and WinLiFT analyzer 3.0, and there is a folder named as current, right, and there is a CFS file, that is 23234. Now, open it, right. Whether you want to verify the hash or not, it is completely our choice, right. So, the report has been generated. So, let us do it with hash verification. Let's see how much time it will take. Okay, so it is doing the hash verification. Okay, so the hash verification has been done, right. Now, here you can see that hash verification, here you can see that actual MD5 hash value was this and new MD5 hash value is this. So, you can see that both hash are same, it means file has not been modified, both files are same, whether it is present in suspect machine, whether it is present in your machine. So, whenever you are going to present this report in the court, by verifying the hash you can prove that yes, this is the original file and this has not been modified, and this is the report that has been generated on which computer, on suspect computer, right. So, here, so these are the again, so this the suspect machine was Karan, was Indu, and so all these information are here, right. So, again these are the running processes that we have already discussed. Again, this is PC on off time, network connection, if there is any network connection established. So, these are the network neighbors, these are the installed drivers. So, these are the drive information including removable drives, including CD drives, right. Stored password. So, if a password has been stored, that is also displayed, that will also be displayed by this tool. For example, here you can see that the passwords, right. So, this will also be displayed if somebody has stored a password, right. So, these are the services list. So, these are the captured packets, TCP as well as UDP, scheduled jobs, right, shared resources, IP address table, routing table, and so on. Now, here in clipboard details, let us see. So, there are some files, right. So, this we have already done. Let us move to this memory part now, all of these, okay. So, here you can see, okay, there is nothing in process running, list of DLLs. Okay. Okay, it will take some time to display the same. Now, here you can see that in visited sites, whatever sites is visited by the suspect, that will be shown here, right. Search query, mail IDs, right, Facebook, if there is any FB photos, that will be displayed, viewed FB pages. If the suspect has not viewed any FB page, then it will not be shown here, otherwise it will be displayed here. Similarly, FB video, if suspect has viewed any FB video, then it will be displayed here. Sometimes it takes some time to display the same on the screen, right. Message recipients. So, this is all about registry, right. So, this is the hex format of the same, and if you want to search you can easily search here in the text, right, and if there is no hit it will not display, but if there is a hit, for example if I am searching on REGF, right, so wherever this text will be found, that will be displayed here with the hex value, right. So all the system information, right, if the data is available, recently used, recent documents, right, for example here you can see the recent documents that is opened by suspect, for example here multilingual search tool readme.txt, so that is, so these recent documents are available, whether it's PDF, whether it's doc file, whether it's text file, so these are present. So if you want to see opened or saved file by the suspect, so it will be displayed here. Next are last visited EXEs, right, if suspect has visited some EXE files, right, that will be displayed. Next are the WinZip archives, so these are the WinZip archives that has been last visited by the suspect. Next are media player files, so same media player files are there, MP3, MP4, right. Excel files, so all the Excel files that has been used or opened by the suspect, with including the path, that will be shown here in the table. These are the PowerPoint files. Next are the WordPad files, right. These are the Paint files. These are the run commands. These are the searched keywords by the suspect. These are the auto run software. So these are the USB devices, serial number, USB device name and last written. So these information are present here. So user activities, so which application was opened at which time, right, so that will be displayed here. Network cards, if suspect have used any network cards, right, so that is displayed here. Machines in network, including its description, will be displayed. Software installed, so these are the software which has been installed in suspect machine, all these information will be displayed here. So these are all about registry files. Let me close the registry and memory. Next are the browsers. So to perform browser forensics, you need to right click on it and you need to perform right click analysis, right. In Internet Explorer you can see the contents, right. If there is some cookies, download history, that will be displayed. Suppose suspect has used, instead of Internet Explorer, he has used Firefox, then Firefox information is also here, right. So this is the title, this is the URL that has been bookmarked, and the date, the last modified date, time, so everything has been displayed. Similarly cookies of suspect machine, right. So all these browser details, including cookies, including downloads, whatever things, that images or documents, anything which has been downloaded by the suspect, right. Form history, logins, web history, all the URLs, everything is displayed here, right. And similarly the third browser is Chrome, and if is there any archived keywords or URL, if yes, then it will be displayed, otherwise it is written that no records found. Bookmarks, so these are the bookmarks of done by suspect in his or her machine, right. These are the cookies. Downloads, so these are the some software has been downloaded by the suspect. Keyword history, right, this is the term, this is the URL. Logged in, right, so this is the login URL, right, so this is the URL on which user has logged in, and number of times he or she has logged in is also displayed here, and the username value you can see here, username also, its email ID. So these are the network action, right, and these are the top sites visited by user, and sometimes you will see this image also, image of the same. For example, this is gmail.com and image of the same is displayed here in the gallery, right. You can zoom in if you want, and if you want to append to report, you can do it by just right click and append to report if you think that yes, this is important. So these are the information about the top sites. URL history, it is also here. Web visits history, so it is also here, all the URL that has been visited. So next are the event logs, right, so all the events that has been happened, right, whether it's application, whether it's security, whether it's system, that will be displayed here. So again it is a very long list, so that is why sometimes if the RAM is not more than 8 GB, then computer may hang, right. So let's quickly open that file, because we have already verified the hash, so we are not wasting our time again. So again this is the gallery. In gallery you can see this screenshot, right, and in analysis we can see the search results, the bookmarks and report that we have already discussed. So this is all about the WinLiFT analyzer tool, and if you want to close it, just press yes. So this is all about the tool, that is WinLiFT analyzer tool. Thank you so much.